everyone, thank you for being here with me today to listen on why animal hunting is cruel and unnecessary. So first off, I would like to kind of explain what I'm going to be going over today. I'm going to be going over what is animal hunting for sport, what does it really mean, what we are doing to help prevent this from happening, and how it affects us in our everyday lives, and then what we can do to put an end to it. So first off, what is animal hunting for sport mean? Animal hunting is allowed for people who have a license in hunting, which you have to pay a good amount of money for. And actually, a lot of people don't know this, but the money used to put into these licenses for hunting go back into wildlife organizations. Animal hunting for sport is done in designated hunting areas and only for animals that are overpopulated, which is to help keep the environment balanced so that predators don't overhunt the prey and lead them into extinction. Another form of animal hunting, which is actually illegal, is known as canned hunting, which is basically when licensed hunters pay thousands of dollars to go to these ranches where endangered animals are held in confined spaces for people to go and kill them. It's actually a very cruel way of animal hunting. And this information was brought to us by the Animal Legal Defense Fund.org. So how does animal hunting affect us, right? I think a lot of people, that's what they wonder. Hunting affects our ecosystem by killing off predators, which throws the food chain off balance. The killing of the animals isn't the only negative thing about hunting. The other negative things about hunting is that when hunters go to the hunting grounds, they litter a lot, which affects our ecosystem. Also, when hunters go to these hunting grounds, they usually camp out there. And when they camp out there, they litter, they start a campfire, and these campfires let out a lot of smoke, which actually suffocates small prey like snakes, mice, rabbits, and other small animals. So they're not only killing off the animals they're there to hunt, like the predators are actually also killing off the prey. Another thing that actually affects our ecosystem with hunting is the drive. Usually these hunting grounds are very far away, so all these hunters have to drive a long way to get there, which emits a lot of CO2 gas into our ecosystem and environment. Every year, Americans travel to foreign countries to kill endangered animals and then apply for a permit to import the trophies, the bodies of the dead animals, back into the United States, like canned hunting operations in the US. This practice does nothing to benefit animals. This was brought to us by ALDF.org, the Animal Legal Defense Fund. And then this other fact is brought to us by sciencing.com. Because hunters are only allowed to pursue specific species, some environmentalists argue that hunting creates an imbalance in the natural elements of the environment. If a predator like wolves or mountain lions are hunted to lower numbers, their prey often increase in number. Nature has a delicate balance, and human hunting can have an impact on that natural balance. So basically what these people are saying is that there's always people that say that hunting actually helps the environment, stop the predators from causing predation to happen. But nature takes care of itself, and by us going in and trying to help balance it out, we actually could be throwing off nature's natural balance. What is being done about animal hunting? There are many regulations that the U.S. has passed to protect the U.S. wildlife from going extinct. Successful regulations and restrictions of hunting are those that not only save the species that are on the brink of extinction, but also not even allow the animals to reach the possibility of extinction in the first place. The most effective law that was passed was the Endangered Species Act, which protects the animals from being hunted that are in danger of being extinct or on the brink of extinction. In order to be able to hunt in the first place, you need to go through certain steps to not make it as easy to hunt the animals. These are the steps that you receive for you to receive a hunting license, which this information is brought to us by huntered.com. So you first have to complete the California hunter education requirements. Then you have to choose the correct license type, and then you have to buy the license through the California Department of Fish and Wildlife website or a California approved agent. Then you also have to purchase tags you would like to hunt. So these tags are basically for animals. So let's say you want to hunt deer. You are only permitted to hunt 2 deer per year. So you have to purchase these tags. But actually the price of these tags aren't as expensive as you would think. To hunt a deer, it only costs you $33 per tag. And you can get them as young as 12 years old. So that's how old you can begin to start hunting, and that's how cheap it is. So even though these things are in place to kind of stop so many hunters from going to hunt, it's still very affordable and accessible to do, even for kids at a young age. You have to be over 21 to drink, but you just have to be over 12 to hunt. What can be done to put a stop to animal hunting? If all of us band together to make petitions so that the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Services make stricter regulations or stop the hunt altogether. If we can stop the hunting altogether, if we can't stop the hunting altogether, the least we can do is make it more difficult for people to actually hunt. We could petition to dramatically increase the price of hunting tags, because the price that these tags are currently at is making it too easy and accessible for people to go and hunt them. We can ban the transportation of trophies from other countries. So trophies are actually dead hunted animals. So let's say if you were to go to a hunting ground and kill a lion, usually hunters leave the rest of the body and just take the head. So they transport these heads or horns, whatever it is from the animal that they want, back to the US, and we can put a ban on that. So when you put a ban on that, they can't bring it home, which also stops hunting. We can also raise the age limits of when you can begin hunting. Currently, as I stated earlier, as long as you are over the age of 12, you can get hunting tags. We can increase it to at least 18, which will already put a huge gap in who are going to be out there hunting these animals. Lastly, another possible solution could be to drop down the number of tags per year hunters receive to 1 only. So instead of allowing hunters to receive 2, we can drop it down to 1, which would already cut it down by half.
God.
What would a world without hunting look like? The ecosystem would be cleaner and more well off without the hunters leaving their ecological footprint every time they hunt. The animals can go back to taking care of their own food chain, which they have done for many centuries without our help. The animals hunt for food and only go after the weakest link. Humans hunt for sport and hunt the healthiest and strongest of the bunch to take home as a trophy. Nature takes care of itself. All humans do is damage it. Lastly, animals can go back to living in peace and only worrying about being hunted by other animals, not humans as well. Also, our future generations will be able to see and learn about all the animals that were saved from extinction. I'm just going to recap what it is that we went over today. Today I went over why animal hunting for sport is cruel and unnecessary. I also went over what regulations and restrictions are in place to stop the extinction of animals. Next, I went over what we could do to put an end to animal hunting. Finally, I showed you what a world without hunting would be like and how great it can be. Anyone can help stop the animal hunting for sport. The more voices, the better. If you feel the need to try and put an end to this cruel sport, here are some things you guys can do to help. Start a petition for the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Services to ban or make stricter regulations on animal hunting. Support wildlife organizations that are already in the fight to stop the animal hunting, even if it's just with donations or your time. Lastly, educate people on why animal hunting for sport is cruel and unnecessary. We all live in this ecosystem. The animals, the plants, we all take part of it and make use of it. If we go killing off the animals, it will cause irreversible damage. And by the time we realize it, it can be too late. Let's not let it get to that point. Let's take action now so that our future generations can live to see our ecosystem thrive.